Welcome to my channel, Healing Lives with Positivity 24/7, 365, and 24/7. This is a platform where we obsessively, compulsively, deliberately, literally, intentionally, just simply focus on all things positive. It's a beautiful addiction, right? With a lot of things in the world, it's so many things that you can give your attention to. And so this platform is encouraging you to stay positive no matter what the circumstance is. This platform is dedicated to my inner child, celebrating her. I always have her in my mind's eye. So from my inner child to your inner child, we are celebrating how far you have come and how far you will continue to go triumphantly. One thing about bonding, y'all, we've bonded with people by way of our traumas, by way of our childhood. Sometimes, we have to make a conscious decision. Not sometimes, but it's time to make a conscious decision to bond with people by way of our triumphs and our victories, right? Yeah, we're going to have a new fashion conversation as opposed to an old fashioned conversation. We always like to start these videos out by way of taking 3 nice, deep, cleansing breaths. I just feel like it breaks up any monotony, anything that you could be coming in with that's stagnant energy. And it just kind of reminds us consciously, physically, spiritually, to inspire ourselves to go with the flow, to move forward, go with the flow with whatever needs to just kind of pass through, right? We're passing through time. Shout out to the people that came back. Hey, how y'all doing? I love you. I'm so glad that you're here. I'm so glad that you're here. So we're going to start this beautiful 3 deep breaths meditation really quickly. You can't mess it up. Don't overthink it. You can lay down, stand up, whatever you want to do. You can't mess up being your authentic self, okay? I usually do it in through the nose. I hold it as long as I can, filling my entire body with air, and then I release out through the mouth. And usually I like to release through my teeth. I don't know, it's something about that sound that kind of, I don't know, I just need to hear it, okay? So I do it and it works, okay? So whatever you feel you need to do. There are no instructions for this. Again, I remind you, you can't mess this up. Starting now. That was so good, y'all. I never regret taking these nice deep breaths. Like, yeah, let's do more of that. Let's do more of that. Let's do more of going with the flow. So say I, so says the universe. Let's do more of that. Calling in more beautiful energy, releasing stagnant energy. I love to do this in the morning. I feel like in the night when your body is resting, sometimes, we can, hold on to certain energies, right? Even though you're supposed to be in a relaxed, state, it's still good to wake up in, a lot of people say the morning. There's nothing morning or sad about our days. And I say that just out of habit, so thank you for being patient with me. But by way of your grand rising, right? Your ability to get up, move your legs, move your feet, move about your day. Something about taking a deep breath, laying upon your bed. I don't know about y'all, but sometimes I will wake up and I don't get out the bed immediately. I don't let nobody just jump into my day. Like if I have text messages there, they have to wait. I have to talk to myself first. I'm like, listen, I can't be a good friend to you unless I'm a good friend to myself first. And anybody that's truly being the best versions of themselves, they will understand, right? That's how you will know. That's how you can calibrate whether or not you're in the proper friendships. Needless to say, let's just see what the universe has to say. I hope that all is well. I hope y'all are feeling good. Namaste. It says, write a love letter. Okay, I love this. I need to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I need to commit to it. I'm holding myself accountable. I hope you do too. Write a love letter. Write a love letter to yourself. Dear self, I love you so much. You know, I'm just giving you an example. It goes a little something like this. Or for some of you that don't want to write, you know, you can record a love letter to yourself. I just heard Spirit say, recording a love letter to yourself. When you sing that next love song, have yourself in mind. Wrap your arms around yourself. Yeah, give yourself all your love, 1,000 kisses to you. Listen, write a love letter to yourself just like you would do if you were writing a love note to your sweetheart. Be generous with your compliments. Ooh, this is going to be fun. See yourself the way your crush would see you. When you invite love into your life, there is no room for fear. Writing a letter of love to yourself will help push away any fears or doubts that may be haunting you. A love letter to yourself. You know, it's so funny because I used to get people that be like, oh, you're bougie. You're stuck up. I'm like, no, I just kind of like good things, but I want the same good things for you. Okay? You know what I'm saying? It's like, for real, I want good things. I'm not about to eat anything. I'm not about to wear anything. No, you're not going to catch me looking crazy. But at the same time, I want the same thing for you, right? Yeah, like, no, I want to wear nice undergarments. Okay, we only get to pass through this thing one time. I need a comfortable bed. I need a quality bed. I need it to cost a little money because usually it's well made, but I bought some things that didn't cost a lot of money that were well made. I just feel like we are the daughters and the sons of the Most High God. And a lot of people put too much pressure on things, right? I don't put these things before people. It's one thing to like nice things, and it's another thing to put these things before people thinking that it's going to make you better than them. No, every time I pray for abundance, child, I am hoping that my soul tribe gets abundance too. Every good thing that I ask for by way of what I need to manifest from spirit to physical, I'm asking for those same beautiful things for my soul tribe too. Why? Because in my mind's eye, if we all have what we need, there will be no room for competition. There will be no room for hatred. It's like, hey, I look good, you look good, I feel good, you feel good. Listen, do you want to eat some really good food and laugh with me? Okay, I want that for you. I love that for you. I love that for myself. Listen, that's equal give and take. This is the way that my friendships have to play out at this point in my life. And I mean that with all sincerity, with everything that is within me. I mean that. Listen, write a love letter to yourself. Put it on your altar. Put a light over it. Put some candles around that love letter, baby. Manifest that. You got so many people doing love spells on other people. I'm like, do they ever think to do a love spell on themselves? Like, fall in love with yourself. Why don't you fall in love with yourself? What's the problem? Whatever the problem is, just know that you got the solution. Holy Spirits, beautiful angels. What are the angel messages? What is it that the universe wants to lovingly remind us of? These are kind reminders, y'all. This says slow down. Okay, Spirit. Go with the flow, slow down. Why do we need to slow down? Because I feel like when we slow down, we see beautiful things. When we slow down, we see things that we need to see. It's giving peace be still. When we slow down, we can think more clear. Things are more in a flow. It's a nice energy. It's calming. It eliminates depression, anxiety, projections, deflections, all that extra outer energy that has nothing to do with your inner standing. Okay, listen. This says slow down. The turtle wins the race. Slow and steady. The turtle always wins the race in the story, not the hare. When we are stressed and overconfident, overcompensating, we can make mistakes in our hurry to get things done. If you slow down, you will embrace the experience and focus more on what you are doing in that moment. This exercise will allow you to concentrate and be present in your actions, allowing you to make fewer mistakes and feel less stressed. Listen, you know what that reminds me of? It's like taking all your stress and using it to your advantage. What else can you do with stress? You got to find somewhere to put that stuff. So when you slow down, in my opinion, comment down below. I always love to hear other people's points of views because I feel like maybe you could say something in a way that maybe I understand a different point of view. But with stress, I feel like, okay, I can't do nothing with this. What is this? What is this? What can I do with this? But take it and turn it into something that I can use it for. It has to be useful. At this point in life, or at any point in life, everything that is in your environment, everything that you're going through has to somehow be useful, conducive to your growth. What else is it going to do, right? Because failing is no longer an option. Even when you thought that failing was your only option, and then you woke up, right? Then you realize, oh, I am loved. I am somebody. Oh, I am chosen. Oh, okay. Right. You can no longer go back to sleep to the fact that you need to be confident. You need to have willpower. You need to be your own savior. There's nobody coming. When you realize that, it really does put you in a position of power. It's either going to freak you out, okay, or excite you all at the same time. And sometimes it's a combination of the two. They're two beautiful energies that can work well together. Use them to your advantage. Well, how do I use these energies to my advantage? This is where going with the flow really does give you those spiritual epiphanies. When you get those spiritual epiphanies, you're like, oh, okay. Well, let me write this down. Maybe I need to write about this. Maybe I need to talk about it. Maybe I need to help other people. I don't know about y'all, but when I was going through some of the toughest moments in my life, it seems like that's when everybody wanted to be around me and I didn't want to be around nobody else. But it was the best thing for me. Does that make sense? Somebody would come along with a problem, and be like, I'm going through this. And then something in me would naturally want to help them. And I was going through too much. I was really like, look, I'm going through too much. I can't help you right now. Right? But in me helping them, I was helping myself. Does anybody else feel like that? Okay, yeah, like people would come along and I'd be talking to them about whatever their situation was, their issues, their circumstances. And it's like I would be, inevitably helping myself. I would come out of the conversation like, wow, okay. And go back to whatever the problem was, the seemingly problem, because every problem has a solution. You just got to be still enough to see it. You got to be patient enough to wait for the solution to show up, right? I would go back to my perspective lane and I'd be like, wow, that really did feel good helping somebody else in the middle of what I thought I couldn't help nobody else because I was going through something. It's like Spirit always had a sense of humor. It's 9:55 on the clock. Spirit always had a sense of humor in the middle of what was a travesty. I'd be like, oh my God, don't call me. I don't want to talk to you. I ain't got time. I'm going through this, blah, 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 blah. And so I would block certain connections and conversations, at least temporarily, because I'm the kind of person, I don't like to be around people when I'm not feeling good or up to par. But then I realized that a lot of that came from pressure because I was always the funny one in the group. I was always the one that had, all this energy. And so people were depending on me to be in that high vibration. And when I wasn't, they were like, oh my God, like what's going on with you? So I never trusted people to see that downside, which eventually it hurt me in my friendships because as I grew, there were people that felt like they never really knew me. I had a friend one time tell me, she was like, when you're going through something, you just shut down. You turn off your phone. Yeah, I was good for turning off my phone for a whole weekend, honey. I would go into hermit. Child, I would go into hermit and work out whatever the issue was. And when I came out, I was really over it. You know, some people pretend like they're okay. No, baby, I would really be okay. But this friend of mine, she would say, you know, you don't allow us into those sacred spaces. And I felt as though I was doing them an injustice by allowing them to see me in that turmoil. I felt like I was not a good friend. Like nobody wants to be around you when you're in a funky mood, you know? That's how I felt. But in reality, they felt like, why won't you let us in? This was a 20-year friendship that ended up dissolving. Not for that reason. That was one of the reasons, but it dissolved because this person ended up becoming transgender. I know, y'all, it's intense. I got some real intense friendships. I done met a lot of people in my life, okay? A lot of people, a lot of experiences. And this person, went from being a woman to a boy. And so I think one time I said, girl, you a mess. And she was like, you don't know me. I'm not a girl anymore. I've been hanging out with my transgender family, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what? Girl, it's you. It's me. What are you talking about? Okay, come over. Like, what are you talking about? And I knew this person was, I guess you could call it stud. She was my friend, but everybody always thought we were like together. No, this was just my friend. Child, I am not, I repeat, into women. I don't knock what people's preferences are, right? But she ended up wanting to go full, like, okay, I'm gonna be a boy. She's taking the shot. She was getting like, a double mastectomy, getting her boobs. I was like, damn, you really serious about this? So 20 years of being friends with somebody, watching them in and out of relationships, finding their way was really hard. And she felt like I didn't know the new her. I couldn't call her the same name. So unfortunately that relationship dissolved, but I feel like it served a purpose. But she really felt like I was sheltered, that I would hide my feelings. But I felt like, well, isn't this the way to do it? It's so funny because when I was a little girl, my father would say to me, baby, never let him see you sweat. Keep shining, keep smiling. And I took that to heart, so much so that in some of my relationships, for them, it hurt them because they're like, yeah, are you ever sad? And I'm like, yeah, I go through stuff. They're like, but you don't tell us. Like by the time I would share this information with people, like what I had been going through, like, yeah, me and such and such broke up. That's why I was gone for 3 months, like something like that. They'd be like, what? They're like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. They're like, what? You really look like you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. And I really was. But they felt jilted because they wanted to be there for me in those vulnerable moments. But I didn't need them like that. Right? So, I mean, there's different perspectives on that. Okay? I still believe to this day that there's just some things that I have to handle myself. Again, every time I was with my friends, y'all, it was happy, 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 happy. I'm like, I'll be back. Let me go fix this because I'm feeling a little funky right now. I might even go cry. I might even scream a little bit in my prayer closet. But nobody can do it but me. Yeah, interesting, right? There's many different perspectives on that. So a lot of them felt like they never knew me. Or when I did come around and I started to be vulnerable right after I lost my baby, I needed people and I started to be a little bit more vulnerable. A lot of those friendships ended up dissolving because they had never seen me cry. They had never seen me go through anything. Remember, I was always the life of the party. They like, oh yeah, come on. I was the dancer. I was always the one that, pulled up. If I got it, you got it. If I got $1,000 and y'all don't have any money, come on, we all going out. That's the kind of friend I was. That's like straight up and down. It was like, you don't have to pay me back. I want you to be happy because I'm happy. Look, we got money right now. That was always my energy. Any friend that I've ever had, I've been like that with, right? So it's almost like they depended on me to be the life of the party. And when I wasn't, right, they didn't know how to treat me. So here I went from not being vulnerable to being vulnerable. And it still dissolved the friendships. Well, I don't know. I feel like one has to have balance in between vulnerabilities, right? But it is a beautiful thing when you can be vulnerable. It's one thing to be vulnerable in a healthy way. And it's another thing to just kind of be like, toxic by way of vulnerability, right? Like somebody that's always coming and laying their problems on you. Every time you talk to them, they got something going on wrong. You never hear them take accountability. All you hear them speaking is negative over themselves. Or so, like those to me are taxing situations. That's not a friendship. A friendship is equal give and take. It doesn't mean that you can't be there for somebody when they go through something. But your friendships are going to determine fight or flight. Are they strong enough to be your friend? Because if you're really, really strong and resilient, are they strong enough? Are they going to fall by the wayside? Can you collaborate with them in life? If something happens, are you going to fight or are you going to flight? You got what is this? Because otherwise, it becomes a very dependent energy. It becomes lopsided. Everything's about them and their problems and what they got going on. And so once you eliminate those conversations, you will find you have nothing in common with that person. Child, I ended another friendship like that too. Y'all, I got stories. I will tell you in the next video. I ended another friendship like that. Remind me in the next video. I'll tell you, listen, Spirit is saying, drink some tea, honey. Sip some spiritual tea, some mental tea, some physical tea. Boil the water and sit near the steam, honey. Think of the favor and the flavors of the tea as the water takes its time to boil. It is an experience. When the water is ready, give thanks for warm pleasures. Whatever this warm pleasure is that it is providing, enjoy it. Engulf yourself in the senses of it. While mixing the tea, embrace all of the smells and take in all the scents deep within you. Taking pride and pleasure in the task leading up to your reward will extend the experience of satisfaction. Enjoy your tea. I want to extend this to your food too. Enjoy your food. Slow down. Take at least 20 minutes to eat your food. Y'all know I was going to tell you, but in psychology, I mastered psychology. Never became a psychologist because I didn't believe in giving people psychotropic medication. Needless to say, I went into psychology to try to fix my own childhood traumas, right? Realized that's not where I wanted to be. And then I took up English pre-law. And then I realized, the justice system is crooked. And I just didn't believe in it. And so then I said, I'm going to go to spiritual court and become a lawyer. I'm going to be the prosecutor and the defendant. And here I am. Listen. But psychology says that when you take at a minimum 20 minutes to eat your food, you allow yourself to chew your food so well that whatever the amount of food is that you're eating, it gives your brain time to process, hey, we're full. The neurons travel from your stomach, your mouth to your brain. This prevents overeating for those people that emotionally eat. I've been an emotional eater too. Listen, when I tell you I'm certified, when I talk to people, if I talk to somebody about something and I offer them advice, what I have learned, so says the universe, do not speak on anything that you have not been through. At least you be a hypocrite. And if you speak on something that you haven't been through, the universe got a funny way of making you go through it. So the next time you think you're going to speak on somebody's situation, at least you'll know what it is you're talking about. I don't speak on people's situations that I ain't never been through. So if you hear me speaking on something, I've been through it. And I've been through a lot. This is what makes me certified. So eating your food, drinking your tea, engulfing all of your senses. Remembering to breathe even when you eat, okay? Yeah. Remember to breathe even when you eat. Sit under a tree, it says, okay? You can physically do this or imagine this. If it's too cold where you are and you can't get to a tree, then imagine sitting under a tree. Trust me, it's the same effect on your physical body. Imagine it. Or you can even imagine sitting by a body of water, a river, a pond, a beach, a ocean, whatever this is. Listen, just imagine that for a moment. Either way, you must notice the tree if you're sitting up under the tree, right? What kind of tree is it? What color are the leaves? What season is it? What noises do you hear? What scents do you capture? Sit under the tree for 8 minutes. 8 minutes is a beautiful amount of time. You deserve to take 8 minutes out of your day, okay? Out of 24 hours. Anything over 8 minutes is just gravy on your biscuits. It's extra gravy, extra time with yourself, right? Sit under a tree for 8 minutes and let your senses run wild. Nature is one of the greatest healers. Whether you are physically there or imagining a beautiful natural scene in your mind, you will begin to relax naturally. Nature is a natural stress reliever and blah blah blah. Why do they put and an together? It's an organic way to cultivate a feeling of peace. And it's an organic way of cultivating a feeling of peace. There's a typo there. Okay, I'm a stickler for language, y'all. I'm always silently correcting people's grammar. It's the English pre-law. Listen, in school, people thought I was kind of like an asshole. I don't tell them that I'm not anymore. I don't really care what people think. I remember thinking like, damn, okay, well, what do y'all want out of people? Do you want people just to be dumb as shit or what? But I also learned to not curb my intelligence to make somebody feel a certain way. That's not my problem. I've been quiet and I've been loud. It seems as though if people are dedicated to not liking you, they're just not gonna like you. And 9 times out of 10, it's because there's something in you that they see that they don't think that they can be, or they don't feel like the Most High can do for you what the Most High is doing, or what the Most High is doing for you can be done for them, is what I was gonna say, right? I've always been a stickler on language and communication. Even if it's broken language, it's about the communication, right? It's about the energy. Like I can talk to somebody, I can go get my nails done, and somebody could have a really heavy, thick Vietnamese accent. It happens to be my nail tech is Vietnamese. Not all nail techs are Vietnamese, right? And she might say something to me. You want French tip or you want white tip? And I know exactly what she's saying. Naturally, I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm correcting your grammar. No, it's a language. It's an energy. I can feel it. I can understand. It's a gift. I can tune my ear in to understand the broken language because of her natural dialect, which is that of Vietnamese, right? So needless to say, I'm not a stickler like that. I don't just go around correcting people. But if you bring something to me and you want me to take a look at it, I'm going to tell you what I think. Because most times you got to really ask permission before you just assume that people need your help. But you can't bring anything to me that you want me to look at and or read. Even if I don't say anything, I'm silently correcting you because I need to understand it. Not because I feel like, oh, I'm smarter than you, I'm better than you. No, I need to understand what it is that you're writing. What are you saying? Like right here on this card. And should not have been together. What is that? Nature is a natural stress reliever and an organic way to cultivate a feeling of peace. It should be, and it is an organic way. Somebody skipped a whole bunch of words, but that's just me. Why? Because these are my cards and I have to read them. Okay, I went too far. I know. Sometimes I go too far. I know. It's just, I'm not for everybody. That's all I'm going to say. But listen, this says, wash your hair. I love this. I'm doing this soon, y'all. I've been putting it off because I got work out here right now. I've been in the gym running, hiking, biking, squatting, stretching. Listen, this says wash your hair. Use some really good shampoo and wash your hair. Feel your fingertips, massage your head. Let your head feel every sensation. Feel the bubbles cleansing your hair and scalp. Notice how the water rinses your hair and mind clean. Rinses your hair and your mind clean. Being stressed can cause pressure to build up around your head. Massaging your head can help relax and invigorate the largest and most complex organ in your body and your brain. To me, this stimulates the crown chakra. Something about when you're scratching your head, when you're just like moving that energy around, you know, the hair is an extension of your energy, and scratching your scalp and the stimulation. You ever seen somebody really wash somebody's hair really good? Or have you ever just had somebody wash your hair real good? Child. It's spiritually orgasmic. Like, it's so amazing. Not only are you opening up your crown chakra, you're stimulating your frontal cortex, your temporal energy, your frontal lobe, your third eye, your thoughts. your ear gates, your eye gates, your sinuses. The head is a very like beautiful like attachment to the body. You know, without the head, the body doesn't do anything. The brain, stimulating your brain. Now that could go beyond washing your hair. Lately, I've been hitting this energy of like monotonous energy, y'all, where I feel like I need to be stimulated, like mentally, right? Like I'm getting a little bored with certain things that I'm learning about. So I'm like, what else can I learn that's new? So now I'm about to take this class. It's very inexpensive, a shaman class, just to go kick it with some shamans. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'll go kick it with some shamans. Why not? It's gonna be fun. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm gonna go kick it with some shamans, you know, take a class. It's inexpensive. I'll tell y'all how it goes. I'm already under this person by way of their meditation. This guy is amazing. I love him so much. His name is Shaman Durek, Durek. Check him out. He's amazeballs. I love him so much. He's helped me in a lot of ways. He came, you know, into my life energetically at a time that I really needed somebody that was a teacher, right? Because we all can learn from one another. Where does the teacher go when the teacher needs to learn more? You go to somebody who's mastered levels that you've yet to master. And hopefully when you're sitting amongst other people who are just as powerful and smart as yourself, it's a beautiful exchange of equal give and take. You ever seen a whole bunch of leaders sit at a table? Child, it's amazing. They all have these different points of views. There's a lot of cerebral energy. I love it. I love it. I love conversations that lead to orgasms. And when I mean orgasms, I'm not talking sexual. I'm talking about verbal orgasms, sapiosexual energy, you know, getting high off of intelligence. Like I had a conversation, I'm telling y'all, one night with somebody, this guy, child, I think I mentioned this in the last video, from like, I think we talked from like 9 at night to like 6 in the morning or something like that. Child, the conversation was so engaging. I got off the phone call like, damn, that was deep. Like he really opened my eyes to some things. And here's what's so interesting. It was a conversation of equal give and take. We were piggybacking off of each other's intellect. And then you had, you know, divine intelligence in the middle of all of it, revealing to us certain things about the ancient scripts and tabernacles and connecting the dots. We're like, yo, this story has been playing out over time and we're just connecting the dots. And it was just like he was igniting something in me by way of like understanding something that I have yet to read in a book, something that just woke up within my spirit was coming out in this conversation. Child, I need more conversations like that. I really want to start my podcast, y'all. It's coming. I just don't know when. You know how you get a vision of what's to come and then you feel like you're procrastinating, but then Spirit hasn't put you in a position as of yet to where it can happen, but you know that it's coming. I want to have that table talk. I even want to make it to where y'all can call in and we can have real conversations. It's time to travel by way of using our technology. If you can't get on a plane or in a bus or on a whatever, a skateboard, in a car, we're definitely going to travel by way of picking up our telephonic devices. Okay. Yeah. I love y'all. This is the part in the session that I love. As much as I love having a talk with y'all, I love this just as much, wrapping my arms around myself, reminding myself I am grateful for just being me. I have every right to be here. I am an authentic expression of myself. I am the only energetic signature like me. So says Source, and so are you, and I love y'all. Squeeze yourself, baby. Love yourself. Press life into yourself. Lose your peace, lose your joy. And I love you. I'll see y'all soon. Okay? Until then, peace be with you.